Peace to the gods. Peace to the gods. Hold on for 1 second. Let me see. Okay. Peace to the gods. Come on in, family. Come on in. You know what I'm saying? How everybody doing? How's y'all weekend going? What's popping with you? Peace to the gods. We'll let y'all come on in. Yeah. We're all up in the building. Y'all go ahead and say where y'all from. You know, where y'all from, who you are. Things like that. We're going to get it in today. You know. Peace, God. Peace, God. Dr. Dr. Sean. Okay. That's interesting. But yeah, peace to the gods. Come on in, family. Come on in. Peace, peace. Dolores Taylor up in the building. Y'all go ahead and share the live. You know, hit the like button and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get it popping today. Got a topic that I think is interesting. It's actually a topic that's been going on for a while, really, when it comes to a specific community and exactly what do that mean? And what is this community actually doing? You know what I'm saying? So we got Detroit in the building. We got Oakland in the house. You know what I'm saying? Got some more people coming in. Y'all go ahead and stay where y'all from. You know what I mean? As y'all know, we got a special guest today. My brother, Major TV. Let's Talk is in the building. And we definitely going to talk. We're going to chop it up. You know what I'm saying? So, because I know this brother, you know, possibly think the same thing. What is going on in this community, in this so-called community? You know? So, it's a lot of hate going on. It's a lot of love going on. There's some confusion going on, you know, and it's some of everything that's going on in this community. But we're going to get it in, you know. We'll let more people come on through. You know what I'm saying? Come on through. And actually, let me see. Let me go ahead and let me see. Shalom. Yeah, Miss Washington. Okay. Mr. Gary in the building. Peace to the gods. All right. So let me go ahead and hit you with the intro, and then we're going to get it popping. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hold my brother for too long. You know, y'all stay to the end as well. We're going to open up the platform so we can all chop it up. What's cracking? So let's go ahead and get it started. Peace to the gods.
Get 'em. They insured the ships, they paid for the whips, they funded the expeditions, they paid for the trips, and they talk about genocide, they funded our Holocaust, they screaming out Mazel Tov from throwing the Molotov. Hit you in your noggin, now your yarmulke falling off. It's Yahweh or the highway, you'll be dead when the shotty spark. When the shots hit your chest, it'll burn like Bacardi Dark. Return of the Falasha, kill the white Jew imposter, because you lack the matzah to deal with my people proper. Now you gon' have to deal with this bleeping shotgun, the slumlord. The moment you see me, you know you done for. You even see my face on your TV, you better run for it. The evil Hebrew, unequal, you claim to be the chosen people. The wrath of God come to see you. No respect for Israel, you criminal, set the colony. You hate me cause I'm speaking the truth, you try to silence me.
I believe in my God and in my gun. And you say, well, you don't really believe in God. If you believe in the gun, I believe in God and my gun. And I pray that He will bless you to shoot practice when it's time to shoot. When it's time to shoot straight.
All right, we back. You know what I mean? Y'all kind of share the live, share this feed, you know, hit the like button. We got some more people coming up in here. Let's get it in. So I tell you what, before I bring my brother Major in on this topic that we're going to discuss, because we just going to freestyle and go back and forth, just some things that's on our mind about this community because there's a lot going on. Trust me, you know. So we got the polites, we got the young pharaohs, we got what's going on with you know people in the midst of getting our brother Ozone free. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like the list is endless from Umar to like what's really going on. You know what I mean? Is this COINTELPRO that's popping off in this community when it comes to awaken people? You know? So before I bring my brother on, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna share my screen real quick. I just want to put something on our minds. And I ran past this video and I thought it was a good message that the sister actually brought to the table, something that was on our mind, you know, and I feel like we definitely share the same thing when it comes to that. So give me just a second. Let me pull up. Man, I feel like I ain't sharing my screen in a while. I'm up here forgetting how to do it. All right. So conscious community. This one's called conscious community. Hypocritical, you know, and I think so. Or maybe that's a question mark, but let's see what she say. Pay attention.
The things that can make the conscious community so dangerous is our unmatched ability to build someone up just to tear them down. The essence of consciousness is to question everything. This need evolved as a way to fight centuries of indoctrination. But there's a difference between being a critical thinker and then being overly emotional and hypercritical. Just because someone doesn't move like how we think they should, it doesn't mean their moves are wrong. Every piece is different, and that's the difference between chess and checkers. People can put in years of work and say 2 things you don't like, and they're thrown away immediately. Not understanding the stress and the skill that's required to deal with hard-headed Black people on a massive level. I'm not even popping like that yet, and it's hella exhausting to me. I brace myself for the day y'all decide to come for me. I know it's coming. It comes with the territory, but I'm strong enough mentally to withstand it. We ask where our leaders are, as if we don't assassinate anyone's character that we vaguely disagree with. As if we're humble enough to submit, destroy our ego, and allow ourselves to be led. Being a critical thinker is vital, but being hypercritical is detrimental to ourselves and our community.
Yes. Y'all heard that? All right. So, of course, I agree with that 100%. Hold on for a second. Let's get that turned off. I agree with that 100%. You know what I mean? A lot of us, you know, we first chance we get. You know what I mean? Once they do one slip up, we just turn each other down. You know what I'm saying? One slip up, we super, you know, I'm saying hypocritical because we know we all make mistakes. We all make, you know, these different things. We're not perfect. We're not a perfect people, but we always attacking each other. So, you know, I say that before we get started. I want to give a special shout out to my brother Major TV. He's been doing this thing for a while. You know what I mean? He's been doing this thing for his community and the people around him. I mean, I just saw this video earlier of the brother, you know what I'm saying? Young brother came by looking for some money, you know what I'm saying? He gave him a job, you know what I'm saying? And that's the type of beautiful things that we need to see as a people. Because he could have easily say, look, I don't got no money. Little dude, get up out of here, man. Get up out of here. And he could have went and did some crime in order to get some money, but Major actually gave him a job. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and that's a beautiful thing. There's things that we need to think about as a people. We need to help each other versus shoot each other down. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, especially if we consider ourselves conscious. You know what I mean? So, you know, so I just wanted to open it up with that and introduce my brother. He also has a YouTube. For those who don't know, I don't know why you wouldn't know. He has a YouTube. You know what I mean? He always putting out positive information. You know what I mean? And then just information just to know, just so we know exactly what's going on. So it's one thing to get it from the news and, you know, especially when they put stuff out about us, then it's a whole different thing to actually get it from someone that we would consider as one of our brothers or someone that's conscious, you know what I mean? So, you know, he definitely put out good information, and I don't see any messiness with the brother, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. So you always have a positive mind, and even bringing people on the platform. It's a beautiful thing, what he's doing. So I want to welcome to the platform again, because you've been on here before, my brother, Major TV. What's going on, brother?
Salute to you, OCTheGreat, man. Appreciate you for allowing me to bless your platform. And I want to thank everybody that's in the live this morning. Thank you so much. Hopefully you all get something from this positive Let me shoot out the young brother for a second. He was talking about James. He around the corner from me. Had quite a few youths around here, but I'm a loner. I do speak, but I just be checking by the neighborhood. I've been back here a couple of years, and your young brother caught me off guard, right? Because I was doing a recording, and I wound up hiring. He actually worked today. I let him make a few dollars on me, and I cut that for free. Some of his barber and everything, because he like I had to run to the storage I got. I got a couple storages and stuff. Then I'm checking out my garage. I got stuff like a processing and what have you. He came and ran to come work. That's how bad he wanted to work. I had to hire the brother because it's hard to really find work. I mean, find help. You know what I'm saying? My online store, what have you. And though I'm doing pretty good, but I struggle with me driving and whatnot to come back and do that. So it was an honor actually hiring this brother. I'm glad you acknowledged that. And a beautiful soul subscribe to me to TV and what have you. He's probably watching. I don't know, but thank you, man. So I want to say thank you. You know what I'm saying? But everything good. How you doing?
I'm all good, man. I'm actually blessed. You know what I mean? Everything moving in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? Everything that I manifest is, is coming to fruition. You know what I mean? So it's a beautiful thing. We're just moving forward at this point. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of times I keep things on a hush hush. Sometimes when you don't tell people exactly what you're doing, you give it a little more power, you know what I mean, in order to, go out and do it. If you tell too many people, then they just start to shoot you down when it comes to your ideas and different things like that. You know what I mean? So, I like to keep certain things on a hush hush as far as what I do, but it's definitely moving in the right direction and it's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good deal, man. It's a good deal.
And
And
I advise you to stay like that, brother, because they say when you're speaking, the enemy listening, and they largely talk about the devil, but period. And you do have a lot of naysayers and dream killers, and most times it's our family or people close to us because a lot of them are subjugated and thinking small of what they've been conformed to in their neighborhood or enclosed in an environment. But I don't do that at all, man. Like things I'm doing behind the scenes, I don't even share with YouTube because we talk too much. You know what I'm saying? If you try and get something off the ground, you don't need to be talking about it like that. You need to be encouraging people to do their thing in neighborhoods. Because too many times they be trying to reach cross country to meet people. You got people in your neighborhood you have to work. You know what I'm saying?
facts.
Sometimes we go out of the way to go where, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 states, abroad. When we stuff around, we gotta get rolling. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I definitely advise, man, you keep that stuff on a down low because our people need to be inspired about what we about to say. So I don't want to get too, I don't want to rush into content, but when I did that content versus consciousness, I was talking about how people pushing content is not always healthy content, right? For
Right.
like subscribers and for the cash, as opposed to raising our people level consciousness. So I just want to yield the floor saying that.
Yeah, no, that's real. And to be real with you, like when I saw that title, that's what made me think about this title as well. You know what I mean? Because it's so many who's considered is conscious. It just so happened they're doing the exact same things as people that's not conscious. They doing the exact same thing that they're doing. You know what I mean? In order to get views, likes, money, notoriety, things like that. So, and it got to the point where I'm like, why would the conscious people have to stoop to this level in order to get things done, perhaps, or in order to get some type of notoriety? Why we got to stoop to these different levels that's outside of who we truly are, and basically doing things in the right way as far as my conscious levels. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't really understand. Of course, I do understand, but when it comes to actually, being a, I guess I could say, it speaks to someone's character, um, if they can stoop to these different levels in order to just get a view. You know what I mean? Or get some money out of people.
I mean,
So
Osafle, this soul is soul already.
yeah,
When you make it about the dollar, you know it's supposed to run behind the dollar, right? It's Jews, right? The dollar's supposed to run behind you. You are money. You are money. You know what I'm saying? You can create capital. You can create assets. You can make it happen. You have to put your mind to it. Too many times, a lot of sisters and brothers that do this, that so-called conscious, I think initially they have good intentions, but when they go to get them nice cars, them big homes, and live in certain neighborhoods, they go to want to dress real lavish or live their lifestyle, and as well as the influence. The influence and also go to your head that you see all the people that you're influencing. You see the power you have, right? And now you make yourself bigger in the movement, and then you're looking at all the stuff that's going on around you, which is all capitalism. And I think it's black conscious movement versus capitalism. A lot of them don't know how to separate the two. There's nothing wrong with getting that bag, but what's wrong when you put that bag before your people? They go without saying you got to take care of your family, whatever, but a lot of them going too far. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And what I noticed, brother, we love selling trauma. We love selling trauma. I'm gonna show you, for instance, the reason why I want my channel to be negative, want my channel to be positive, because too many times we see what our people thrive on. They want to watch reality TV. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
want to see the next gossip that's going on YouTube and so forth, so on, right? They don't want to hear brothers talking positive. So I'm like this. I'd rather have a positive word, something to take a person to the next level on a positive level, than watching our people talk about the nonsense that I had live about that made no sense. So for me, I just look at it like mentally, we don't realize how delicate our minds are. But when you look at the money that they can get from this, from donations, from YouTube or what have you, social media, it's really, we ain't gonna lie, we all have a conflict of interest. We all have a conflict of interest. I'm gonna be honest with you, we have a conflict of interest. You know what I'm saying? Because you can make money with this, but what charge you gonna make?
Yeah. Yeah. No, facts. Facts. And like you said it, I think it's man, I'm gonna say once the money come into play, I think that's when things start to go downhill for a lot of people. Now, I'm gonna say this because I think everyone should have some type of balance going on in their lives, and even when it comes to their content and things like that, you know. But if it's just the same thing over and over and over again, all we see on your page or on your platform, just gossip about black people, shooting down black people as much as you can. You know what I mean? You're talking about this scandal, this person being a fraud, this and that and the third. You know what I mean? Like at some point, you got to say like, what good can we actually get from you? Are you just this one dimensional where it's just negative, negative, negative? Now, some of that could actually be a reflection of that person. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's a lot of negative things going on in their lives. So they want to make themselves feel better. So let me talk about somebody else in order to, feel better about what I'm doing in my life. You know what I'm saying? And then make money on top of it. You know what I'm saying? And me personally, I always feel some type of way because if it's not your platform, like YouTube, for example, it's a platform. Somebody else owns YouTube. You know what I mean? So, if YouTube decides to break money with you, then we know they're making money. So along they're a thumbs up in you talking bad about black people. You know what I'm saying? So they make money while you talk bad about black people, and you're making money while you talking bad about black people. And it's almost like, okay, that now this become a characteristic type thing. So now we have to judge your character because, I mean, it just doesn't seem right for someone to just do one thing and stay one dimensional. It's just something about the person's character that sometimes we don't even realize. We just kind of look at it as entertainment, you know what I mean, for whatever reason. Because maybe that's what we're used to. And like you said, with the trauma, we come from a very a lot of us are traumatized in many different ways. You know what I'm saying? And we don't really get the help from it as well. You know what I mean? We don't really get the proper counseling and things like that to even notice that like what you're doing is just being entertained in a, I'm gonna say, in the wrong way, So because maybe, like I said, there's something going on in your life precisely that you want to feel better about. So you look at somebody else's trauma. You know what I mean? So, and that's something to really look at yourself and really say, hey, Like maybe I really need some help when it comes to, because all I want to see is bad shit, all the time. Maybe I need some help, But I just wanted to, just put that out there, like for the people that really don't give themselves a balance as far as like, the content or the entertainment that they get in or the information. The information is whatever you put in your body, you're gonna end up putting that out. You know what I'm saying? So, I just wanted to put that out there. And I don't know what you think about
Let
that.
me say this because I lost my train of thought at the end when I was talking.
Yeah.
We have to stop worrying about everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Cause when you point one finger, three fingers pointing at you. See, major TV ain't worrying about what everybody else not doing and doing. I'm worrying about what I can do. What I'm doing right now. Now, if I can help you on a positive note, I'm gonna do that. But if it's on some BS, I'm not even rocking with it, right? And too many times we want to point fingers at everybody else. I'm tired of saying something about white supremacy and white people. I'm tired of that. I don't even get off to talking about what with Brother Polite, Young Pharaoh, Umar Johnson. I don't get. Look, if I talk about one of them brothers, I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna flip it and try to find a positive in what they did. But we like vampires out here, man. We like bloodsuckers. We feast that, watching a sister brother fall and go at them. I'm gonna tell you something, bro. We all on the thin line, fine line of sane and insane. The left side, the right side sane, and the left side insane. We been insane side, we don't know it. See, just because you know something, you read a book, there's a lot of intelligent fools, bro. An intelligent fool is a person that don't apply what they know. They talk all that intelligent talk, they read all these books. But when you watch their actions, they acting like they ass backwards in their thinking. So for me, we can't give it energy because when we talk about it, we give it energy, we giving it power. See, I believe a man should bear fruit in action, not in his words. That's why I say hashtag turn words into action. Because it's easy for me to sit there behind the screen and talk about Jim, Jill, what have you, and never been never been a formation. It's easy for me to say this, that, other, but don't go out there and see what it is, right? And when you show the sister video recording, it was so profound what she said. It probably went over some people's head because it was a thing, right? Oh, where y'all been at? We've been out here all this time, and people be getting criticized for just coming on the scene talking about it, right? I just been around over here. We've been criticized when they've been around for ages. Ain't nothing got done in it. The ones we talking about with the foolishness. So even if you do come around, even you feel comfortable, it's not like you haven't been conscious. You just probably didn't feel comfortable going in that space. And the reason why I went in the space because I seen discussion got to go farther. The conversation got to go deeper. See, if you're not willing to be like a Marcus Garvey and Malcolm X, Martin King, whatever, willing to go all the way, I see a lot of people, they start off good. They start running and they stop and start walking. They don't want to go all the way because why? They can lose their life. They can lose the walk they have around them. There's a lot of question marks about what's going on out there. And more importantly, why in 2021 we don't have some kind of government, a council, a parliament with all the influential leaders that have been around. Some of them go back to the 60s. You know what I'm saying? That have been around. I'm going to call the name. That have been around.
Yeah.
We can make a president, vice president, treasurer, secretary of state.
Keep going. Yeah. Like, straight up. I mean, think of it. Look at all the conscious leaders that we done had. You know what I mean? Just think about it. We don't got a name, but just think about them. Have at any time have any of them actually came together to as a think tank to actually bring some tangible things out? You know what I mean? So it seemed like even they all are separate. They're operating on these different things. Maybe in some cases you'll see them all on a platform at the same time, but when it actually comes to building something, you know how long the conscious community has been out. I'm gonna say for well over, man. I'm gonna say since hip hop came up. You know what I'm saying? So, because there's so many different figures that I heard about that's been around through that time. But at least since my whole existence, and I'm 35. You know what I mean? You mean to tell me we ain't really build anything sustainable, to take us out of like the mental, and even physical trauma that we are going through today. You know what I'm saying? So there's no
No trust fund, nothing like
no
that.
trust for like nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say we should have our very own communities, our actual communities that we own. We own the land. We even own the air in the sky that's on top of our land. We should have all of that by now. You know what I mean? Like, and to be honest, what's really stopping us from having it? And the only people that's really stopping us is, I'm gonna say, ourselves, because we keep shooting ourselves in the foot. Once we hear something slightly wrong, then we out the door. We turn this person apart. You know what I mean? And I just don't think, and I don't like to compare us to these other, races and things like that, but they just don't do that. They don't do it. You know what I mean? And we see that because they have all of these. They have full communities from the Chinatowns to, what the Jewish community actually have. They have from the schools and, churches, huge monuments, all these different things. They even got to the point where they have grocery stores and these different things in black communities, so-called community, because we know we don't own our communities. We don't even own our own communities that we live in. You know what I mean? So, I mean, just to say the conscious community, what did that really mean? What did that really mean? When we don't really have at least one leader. We don't have anything to actually follow. We all everywhere with it. But what did that really mean? I mean, have we thought about that? What do conscious community really mean? You know what I'm saying?
Con- they only a shadow themselves. They're nowhere near a conscious community because they don't operate of it. They divided by religions, by philosophical differences, scientific differences, spiritual differences. I mean, they won't really rather debate and demean or show that you ain't go that far in history, or they rather to expose things to each other, but not really focus on. Elder said something that was important. He said, we have no time to disagree, because I'll be saying we can agree to disagree. He said, what that mean? Which I understand what it mean, but what he's trying to say is we have to find a way to put aside whatever difference because we share common enemy, common problems, right? So we have to find a way to agree. I'll use the example, right? They have a store that needs some labor, some products, all this stuff here, right? Need us to serve the community. We debating on how we're gonna get there. Let's catch an Uber. Let's fly. Let's catch a bus. Let's drive in a car. Instead of just going down there. And see, the problem is we steady debating about stuff instead of sit down and confronting the real reality that, hey, we got to do something. See, my problem is this. Everybody with this mastery about we got to do something right now. We got to do that. We've been at war. We haven't been doing jack. You feel me? We've been at war. So as far as I'm concerned, we had the we had the money. We still got the money. We have the organization structure. We have the people, right? But you have too many egos involved. You have too many people that just want to be contrary, and something is happening in captivity. So for me, that alone keep us divided. It's gonna be new, fresh brains because they not gradually dying out. They ain't gonna last long when you have fresh minds in a movement that's really trying to make something happen. And see, if we don't know how to put aside our difference, and we don't know how to really communicate about getting a job, that means I'm at the compromise say, well, I'm gonna hold up without thinking about doing. I'm gonna see what OCTheGreat talking about doing. Let's do this, blah blah. And that's where the buck should start. But the end right there, like you said, we shoot ourselves in our foot. So the problem is we can get our own way. Once we get our own way, it's a possibility. That's why you're not doing what we're doing. We not having what's been going on. So I just feel like when you talk about this, that's really a real conversation.
Yeah, for real. And then I'm gonna say this because, like, a lot of times, when it comes to, the different so-called leaders, I don't think a lot of us actually do the proper research. For example, um, we fall behind these different personalities, and we don't really know exactly like where they come from, what they're about, uh, or if they have an underlying agenda. A lot of times we hear these words, or we hear these different things that people say, and we just kind of fall under it. We're like, oh, this person has that just looks good or whatever, or this person, just so happen to say the right words and things like that. But when you really pay attention, and I think something that we should actually focus on is like, what type of tangibles do they actually have? What have they put on the table for the people? You know what I'm saying? So, like, I give you this example because, you know, for a long time, because I always been a Black Panther Party like historian, perhaps. You know what I mean? I'm looking at their books, looking at all the material, like, whoa, they had something beautiful. The Black Panthers back in the day, I felt like they was definitely unified in many different ways. They were able to bring schools. They were able to, have some type of united front, like a militia. They were able to have these breakfast and food programs and many different tangibles for a lot of people in the world, not just one city, really across the world. You know what I mean? So, you know, if one was to look at a person like Huey P. Newton and say, hey, what do we actually bring to the table? Although he has some flaws, just like everybody else, but let's just think about exactly what do we bring to the table. And you think about all these different things, like, and I'm gonna say, even when it comes to, let's say like a Jim J, because a lot of us was thinking like, man, we need some type of militia to protect the children, men, women, because in order to have anything, we need somebody to protect those things. We need our own army to protect these things. And then here comes Jim J. So when you look at certain people, and I'm looking at Jim J, I'm like, oh, this person had a lot of good things to say, but also he brought something forward. You know what I mean? He brought a whole idea and even an actual militia forward, which is the tangible for the people that we can actually say like, yo, this is where things should start. We should start with protection, and then we could build right under that. You know what I'm saying? So we already got the protection, and now we could really build versus, having something like a Black Wall Street, and then we don't really have the protection that we need, and all of a sudden, they come in and take that away, and then now what? Now we have to start all over. So even with that, that type of figure, we even still have people attacking, people like that actually have tangibles, all because of something just real small or whatever that they don't like about. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they didn't like seeing, like how I used to mess with Trump, or like, oh, I used to, you know, do this, or already wear glasses. I mean, like, I don't know what the case, all these little small things that have nothing to do with nothing. But when you really pay attention to the actual tangible, you know, that's powerful. But what do you got to say about the people that actually like get into these personality things, and these personalities really don't have anything to give. You know what I mean? Outside of just like, hey, I'm here. Let's think about this today, and that's it. I mean, there's nothing that come out of it. It's kind of seemed like this church thing. A preacher on a pulpit. You come to my congregation, you give money. All right, you go home, and I see you next week. I mean, that's what it kind of seemed to me. But what do you think about that, brother?
Well, Naeem Agbo in his book Change Image of Psychological Slavery, he speaks about how we divide on a plantation, how we was programmed, we talk about a little about the Willie Lynch and what have you, right? Willie Lynch syndrome, what have you, but he talks about how we was programmed to be the way we are. And see, even though we read these books, even though we call ourselves conscious, but we still operate on a slave mentality because we don't even know how. Like this is an old saying: if you got nothing good to say, don't say that at all.
Mhm.
You have people that are actively attacking his brother without even giving him the benefit of the doubt with his flaws, with the way he may sound or talk or scream, holler, cuss, fuss, whatever. They never give him the benefit of the doubt. And it's those who silence is guilty is the ones who open their mouth. Because we have to remember it's like how we came out there talking about the brother, trying to support the brother. They were supposed to do the same thing. A lot of them sit back. But the funny part about this whole situation, most of them was saying the same thing. Most of them was saying about standing up and blah, blah, blah. And he came with in fact, and people just, that's why we have to observe what's going on, right? We have to really see what's going on. It's a time right now where those who are real is separate those who are fake. People are being exposed. It's just the people are not using their third eye and see what you don't even have to use your third eye. You can just see visibly they're not right. And that's cool. Move on. Don't entertain it because the more you entertain it, the more toxic you become. You gotta realize it started at the top first. They say the top messed up, everything else messed up. So if the person that's bringing the content is causing division, because I don't understand how we can be so divisive when we talk. I don't understand how you say you about the people. If it's about the people, it's about the movement. How you feel about that person shouldn't even matter. And I'm being real, and I'll be honest with you. A lot of things I don't like what I see in here, but I don't comment on it. I might behind closed doors behind the scenes. I might chat up with you, but I'm not gonna go public with it. But man, we have really lost integrity. In 1884, you know what I'm saying? Berlin Conference, they was beefing hard. World War came about to kick off or what have you. And look what happened. They divided Africa. It divided Africa. You know what I'm saying? They also did it with they did it before World War II with Adolf Hitler and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So they're willing to put their difference aside. We not. I'm telling you, we still possess that slave mentality. That's why it's just a slave mentality. If you can't find common love and peace with your brother or sister, shame on you. Shame on you.
Yeah, for real. And that, man, it's crazy. It almost seemed like COINTELPRO was pushed in play, and it to the point where it was programmed in our minds to actually do it to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't even feel that they have to do anything to destroy the black community or black conscious community or pro-black community. You know what I mean? We are literally destroying ourselves. We are acting as our own slave masters, putting a whip on our own backs, and talking down to each other in many different ways. To me, it's worse than crabs in a barrel. You know what I mean? Because not only you pulling each other down, but you also shooting each other in the head.
OC is like that. Excuse me, cut you off. Is like that because they've been programmed to be like that. They've been frozen. Anything contrary to the way the power structure got it set up, they automatically disagree with it. Yeah. It's not normal.
That's facts.
Sorry about cutting you off.
No, you good. So I don't even know what's going on in our heads mentally to be able to do that on a consistent basis. To look at each other and just start hating. It's almost like, for what? What is the end goal? When you do that to one of your brothers or sisters, what I'm saying? What is the end goal? I mean, we should already know at this point exactly what's going on, especially when it comes to this entertainment industry, for example. But even when it comes to this full system, the justice system and everything around us, we should know this by now, because this has been a consistent replay over and over and over again on the exact tactics that they're doing to our people. Because we know this, you mean to tell me we at the point where we just doing it to ourselves? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I mean? Like where's the code that we actually live by, that we used to live by? Like where is that code? You know what I'm saying? So it just doesn't, like, it's beyond me. You know what I'm saying? And it really has to come to a stop, you know. So and I think it very much start with self, you know, to come to a stop. But it sounds like you're about to say something. Go ahead, bro.
Nilla Fuller said in his book, right? He
Mm-hmm.
said that he talk about racial showcasing, right? You gotta
Mm-hmm.
see we talk about the 9 people activities, but we forgot to speak about the six major factors.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about racial dislocation, racial confusion,
Mm-hmm.
racial showcasing. He see how they would let some black people get a little money, get a little wealth, and put them out there. But
Right.
people don't say what he say. Why he's saying that? He said, "Remember, don't get mad whether they harm a a white person, a non-white person." He said, "You always blame it on white supremacy." He said, "When they ask you about that particular person, he said you don't talk down on them. He said what he said, or she said what she said, or did what they did. Meaning that criticizing him ain't gonna criticize him or her won't solve the real problem. The real problem is the reason why the racial showcasing just showed where it ain't as bad as it used to be. But all the while we know that it's enslaving everybody, right? But my point is, he speak about it, and I hear a lot of speak about Nilla Fuller, but they don't talk about the fact how they be name calling, going each other. He said that's not even cool. See, we don't even realize that we watch TV, watch media, music, business, wherever. Our brain are being molded as I speak. And we don't realize how they constantly just pound our brain. We be hypnotized. The pharmaceutical company play ads all day, every day, right? To get you to buy their products. We don't understand the music. We can say, "I don't like that song over and over again." We know we buy one like, "Hey, this music talking about killing everybody, F the women and all that," right? But we don't understand subliminal effect. Like a lot of times, I hate to say it, brother, we talk sometimes it's our words, but it's really not our words. It's the enemy programs that say this stuff. Even the music, they say, "Oh, oh, they like that game, so like this, that, and other." No, you play it over and over again. They eventually start bobbing their head because you're not putting no positive hip hop on. You putting rap music, which that's about the dollar. So for me, man, it's a massive manipulation. I call it massive manipulation. We don't realize that these big companies, they get psychiatrists, sociologists, and everything to see how to program the mind, whatever. And we know the government, coops for institutions, and all that. We know how it is, businesses and what have you. But a
Mm-hmm.
lot of us, I hate to say it, we say so many cruel and crazy, cruel and ugly things about white people, which is true. We really underestimate. We really underestimate how intelligent they are, how clever they are. These people be 10, 15, 30, 40, 50, 100 years down the line planning stuff. And we be just talking about like they just up and just decide to start gentrifying. Like they started pushing the LGBTQ alphabet community. You know what I'm saying? I just started doing all this was spoke about. Nearly full of talk about it years. Several people talked about it. It's just the fact that a lot of us Johnny come late.
Yeah.
So but going back what you're saying, brother, before I
Mm-hmm.
yield the floor, is the fact that we gotta understand subliminally, we already been programmed. And our minds are gradually being shaped, gradually to become worse than we really was programmed. So we automatically resist anything that's contrary to what we was taught.
Yeah. That's a fact. Now you mentioned something about them coming together and they thinking like 10, 100 years down the road. You know what I mean? When it comes to exactly what's going to happen in their society. You know, that's actually what they actually do. You know, they keep things on a hush hush, and they come in these rooms and a secret and they actually sign stuff like, hey, if you say anything, something going to happen to you. Like that's just how they get down. But if you say anything about this, then it's not going to be good. So definitely keep this on a hush hush. But what we're going to tell you is also going to make you a lot of money as well. So you might as well be quiet and just make this money. So they sit up here and plan things 10, 20, 30, 50 years ahead on how they can actually benefit from black people. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, just in general, when it comes to just the change of society, but like, okay, here's how things are gonna go. They don't say here's what we think. They say no, here is how things are gonna go. In the next 20 years, we're gonna do this. This is gonna lead to this, and so on. You know what I mean? So you may want to invest your money into what we have going on here because it's going to be a social change when it comes to everything, you know. So they even did things like you may want to invest your money into the prisons because all of these different businesses are going to move over to the prisons versus like having pushing all the businesses in China. No, we're going to put them right in America in the prisons, and then if you invest your money in here, then hey, you know, we're you're going to be able to get a lot of your products and things done for the free, you know, and it's all profit. You know, we're going to keep on filling up the jails for whatever, you know, that's going on. That someone could have a traffic ticket and they can end up being in jail for 10 years. You know what I mean? And that's just how things end up going, you know, for this system. So, you know, they have these the round table discussions on exactly what they're going to do and push things forward. They keep things on the hush, and then it end up happening. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's just how certain people get down. We just need to hop on, you know, a code and possibly even a code better than that. You know what I'm saying? So we need to operate in a way where things could work for us. We need to have our own agendas. You know what I mean? We need to stop really, you know, shooting ourselves down because like we all dealing with different type of traumas. You know what I mean? So instead of just saying, okay, brother, like pulling them to the side or sister, like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Why you do it like that? You know what I'm saying? Like what's going on? Like mentally. You know what I'm saying? So instead of helping your brother and sister, you know, we just be shooting each other down. We need to get away from that, you know, because when it comes to your actual enemy, for some reason we don't have that energy towards our actual enemy, but we always have that type of negative energy when it comes to someone that look like you, have your own color skin people. You know what I mean? So I just find that interesting, you know, on how we move as a people versus being very strategic on what we do and how we want to move forward. You know what I mean? So I wanted to bring up something because well, first off, I feel like we all came from like this we all came from a certain type of background. You know what I mean? No matter if we came from a church, you know, or came from like before we came into our consciousness per se. You know what I mean? We come from somewhere. And a lot of times we don't just erase those memory and just start new with this new consciousness. A lot of times we bring the exact same thing over. Like if we came from the church, then we bring the exact same thing over to the conscious community, perhaps. So, you know, we sit there, we find one person, and we listen to that person, we follow them, and then, you know, sometimes in the church they gossip, sometimes in the church they do all these different things. You know, we bring that over. You know, and then I just feel that it's something behind unlearning to learn again. You know what I mean? So if you're coming into a brand new consciousness, you have to have an open mind when it comes to um, a train of thought, and then like we say, putting something in action. You know what I mean? So I just want to, you know, kind of put that in the air when it comes to our actual minds. Like, did we actually get a chance to just clear our mind, you know, when it came to this consciousness, or did we just walk out of a church and walk right into the conscious community and perform the exact same ways that we did then, and we're doing it, you know, now with our new train of thought? Like, is there something that's going on? You know, I don't know. That's what I end up seeing. You know, that's where all this messiness comes from, because we really didn't make a change, really. You know what I mean? But what's your thoughts on that, brother?
I'm gonna just say this.
Yeah.
For my lifetime, being around a half a century, When people learn something, it fascinates them. And when people talk, it happened to me when I was younger. You see how captivating you are when you speak to people, right? You see you got people gathering around every time you're talking about something. It's making sense and you're on point, right? But your heart might not be in the right place. And I feel a lot of them that do learn this and make those attempts, their heart don't want to be right. See, you can't be half committed to the movement, or you can't second guess it because once you take that center and speak your mind and start educating, there's no looking back. I do believe everybody got to have their roles. I think the problem with the black conscious movement, the pro-black movement, and black people like you and I that talk what we talk, we have to demonstrate what we're doing. What I noticed in my lifetime, and I was telling my friends, we got some stuff trying to do in New Orleans, right? I got a pastor I'm real cool with out there, and a couple of my best friends, they OGs, they what have you, New Orleans, and we really just about to do some things out there, right? I noticed nobody ever go in the community. I don't remember the kid, nobody never my mama do saving on the housing project saying, do you know about your history? Do you know about this? They have programs where you teach family values in the African culture way, or your heritage, or show you how to start your business or what have you, or show how you can get assistance from different non-profit organizations that help poor black families. I don't remember nothing. I don't see nobody come and say, "Here, go $100 for you." Like here go some food and clothes. I mean, you see white people do it. You might see a church of the blue moon, but you don't see no conscious people going to the community and doing this. I mean, just having a conversation because it's like we don't show love. We talk about love. We don't show. We got to get off our asses and go in the community. You know what I'm saying? We got to shake the hand. We got to talk to them. You know what I'm saying? We don't do that. We sit behind a monitor, or we get a conference that we want to have a bunch of people gathered around. But we need to go start some. Oh, we need some grocery stores. We need some clothing stores. We need some nail shops. We need some banks. We need some clinics and hospitals. We need manufacturing. We plants. So we need this. I'm just talking about basic stuff. We need clothes. We need food. We need to go to the doctor, the hospital. We need a bank, bank black. We can invest back in our community. It's basic thing we not doing.
Yeah.
And the funny part about it, we're not even thinking about it. That's the sad part.
Yeah.
We're talking about it.
Yeah. I mean, we have so much talent in this community, so much talent, and so many different things that we are good at. We're just not putting it together. Like for example, anything that we complain about that we have some type of passion about. Like, do you think we're just supposed to sit back and complain about, or actually do something? So one thing that I think about is I say, hey, the reason why, because I'm in St. Louis, you know, and and I did see the post that you posted about the 7 women actually dying in St. Louis. They was actually shot and killed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's a real thing. That's something that's actually going on in St. Louis. And St. Louis have a whole bunch of things going on. And I have to think about, okay, what is going on? Because by the way, the people that was shot, they was actually women, that's known as streetwalkers. You know what I mean? So they was picked up, and then they was killed. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking like, what is going on in our community? And I thought this like a while ago. What is going on in our community? Like as far as like all this different crime, random crimes. Like what is going on? Okay, boom. I think lack of opportunities, because even these young people that's still in high school and stuff like that, even they doing like random stuff. You know what I mean? Egging homes and whatever, just randomness. You know what I mean? So I'm like, this must be like real lack of opportunities, and a lot of our people just don't know what to do with their lives. You know what I mean? And how to move forward, and even how to even protect ourselves in the community. It's no way, shape, or form that you can actually see someone, you know, get picked up. Like someone should be like, no, I know who picked this person up. I paid attention to the license plate, or I seen this person, whatever the case may be, and something should have happened. You know what I mean? As far as like a community togetherness, just looking out for one another. You know what I mean? So just thinking of exactly, like, we need tangibles. We need so many different things to do. We just need awareness of exactly what's going on so we can have something to do. So that's something like strategically that I'm working on. And me personally, I work on something with the youth. You know what I mean? So bringing different things to the table so they could have things to think about and actually do. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I'm doing that I have passion for. But there could be somebody else that have passion to actually, like you say, own a grocery store. There could be somebody else that have passion in the medical world that could actually have something put together to actually help our people. Because there's even something put together in St. Louis where if someone gets shot, for example, and they don't want to go to the hospital for whatever reason, it's like, yo, we got something for that. Hey, come over here. We'll fix you. You don't got to go to the hospital, check in, and they have to know all your business on why you got shot and who did what. You don't got to snitch, none of that. Just come over here. We'll check you out. Boom, boom, boom. Pat you up, and you be right back out on the streets. No problems. We don't action nothing, stuff like. There's even things like that. But just to have these different tangibles that we offer as a people, like, why can't we just be on that versus ripping each other apart for whatever reason and not bringing anything at all, but just pure entertainment, perhaps. You know what I'm saying? So, I feel like that's important as a community. But of course,
I
like I say, we got to get our minds right. But go ahead, brother.
I feel like it got to be encouraged, though. See,
Yeah,
it's not encouraged. And white kids and white community, Jewish communities, Asian communities, Mexican communities, it's encouraged. It's pushed. We don't push that in the family. We're not in the neighborhoods really talking about black business and showing them, because put together business is not really easy, but you don't even have to have a real LLC tax ID. I'm gonna do something on how to hustle. You don't need all. You just gotta know how to file your taxes with it. Get somebody to follow. You just gotta know how to hustle. And then for you to get the money, you can get the account. You know what I'm saying? You can get somebody to LLC or what have you. You don't know how to do it. My whole point is we don't do that. Back in the day, they had programs in the 70s. I don't know, the 70s. They had programs where they would teach all kinds of classes. They don't do that now. You know what I'm saying? There
yeah,
was more of a lot of black pride back then than now, right? It was just gradually falling apart because the power that be was zooming on, destroying anything that was trying to uplift the community. And we got to bring that back. See, the problem, people be like, all the dollars I circulate 3, 4, 5, 50, we do it 13, 14, 15 times. That's unreal because we don't have businesses like that. So that we need to stop talking like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like starting a
yeah.
business. We are not going to be real about the conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's like we have to really put boots on the ground. Cause see, if we say it's war, and when we say in the conscious community or the pro-black community not doing their part, then this conversation like we having right now, and then we doing our community to raise the level of consciousness, so people start doing it because people want to touch you, talk to you, want to know you real. And for me, I just feel like we have to do more because this what the competition begin doing this, right? But it raised on the word spirit to people in the chat and people who watch the replay and what have you, and then you and I going to community. That's how I start not worrying about this one, that one, whatever. Focus on we can do. Cause see, we passed that now. We passed what they didn't do, what they're not doing, what have you. Infighting is what we wouldn't have do. And right now, this conversation is start.
Absolutely, absolutely. So at this point, I do want to, because I feel like we definitely gave a conclusion on exactly what we should do moving forward. But I just want to reiterate the conclusion as well. You know what I mean? So we can all have something to think about and be able to build after this. We have to put out those affirmations as well. You know what I mean? We have to be able to build, not just talk about it, and not just rip each other down. Because I would say, yeah, some of the stuff may be entertainment, that comes out. But I'm gonna say if you got a balance, if you got a very good balance, you know what I'm saying, then go ahead. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be realistic. Go ahead, do a little bit of that. But if you got something to put on the table, then we want to see that too. You know what I'm saying? We want to see at least a balance, instead of just running your mouth talking, like for what? You know what I'm saying? What is your end goal when you do that? You just want to bring some type of awareness, then what? You know what I mean? So let's just say you got a faction of people that believe what you're saying. What are you gonna do with those people? How are y'all building? You know what I'm saying? And that's the real thing. Let's get outside of just the talking. And I said earlier, it's things that I'm doing that I'm just really keeping it on the hush. And I feel like that's what we all should be doing. We should keep things on the hush and only talk to the people that's gonna build with you, that's next to you, and just move forward. You don't want to give that to everybody because, like Major said, the devil is listening. You know what I'm saying? The devil hears everything, so they're here to shoot you down. And we are already shooting ourselves down, even in our mind. Like, as soon as we think of something, like, no, I can't do that. You know what I mean? Sometimes we are our own worst enemy. You know what I mean? And of course, you see that by how much we talk bad about ourselves. You know what I mean? But the thing is to, just put things out. You always want to bear fruit. We all here for a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like a real purpose. We're not just sitting here for no reason or sitting here just to talk down on people. We're here to bear fruit. And bear fruit is bigger than just having children. It's more putting things on this earth that other people can actually benefit from. People that look like you, hopefully. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's really the biggest thing. I feel like definitely that's a conclusion that I would like to leave, for the people. Let's just build. Let's forget all of that. Let's be on code as well. Let's get our mind right. You know what I mean? Sometimes we got to delete all that old memory that we have in order to move forward in the right way. You know what I'm saying? Because we could have some of this stuff that just holding us and pulling us back. Some of our old demons, some of our old problems and traumas that we used to have. You know what I mean? We got to get rid of those. And if we can't, we got to find the proper counseling in order to move forward. Other than that, you're just going to be walking forward. You're going to be on the treadmill. You're going to be running, but you ain't going nowhere because you still got something holding on to you. You know what I mean? Still got things that's pulling you back. You know what I'm saying? So let's get these tangibles, and Major, if you want to hit that conclusion, you know what I mean, to really push it forward. You know what I'm
All
saying?
right, well, let me go back for a second.
Yes, sir.
You talk about how other people talk about other people and so forth and so on. I just want to touch on that before I get to the closing
Absolutely.
remarks. The problem with that is the people have decided nothing wrong with critiquing something. There's nothing wrong with having an opinion. But when you constantly talking bad about a person or when you constantly attacking a person, that's bad. That's toxic. That's dangerous. And it's not healthy for the movement. We have to let the people make the final decision on that person that they want to follow and believe in. So I just wanted to just say that because I don't think no man or no woman is right constantly attacking nobody or constantly just attacking the movement just because. I really believe in my heart you should focus on you and nobody else. If you disagree with somebody,
Facts.
and it's to the point where you think y'all can't be in the same room together, cool, we understand. But in the end, when you make it about you and not the people or the movement, that's a problem. Sometimes we gotta swallow that pill we won't swallow, Sometimes we gotta accept reality for what it is, and we gotta realize, but hey, I know we don't see eye to eye on everything, but one thing we know, we share a common enemy and common problem. Let's get to it. I won't lie, in the movement, one of the most detrimental things I know is the ego. It's people are too egotistical. Too many people want to. Too people are starstruck or just on some other stuff, and it's totally unhealthy. I barely can fathom or deal with it, but I deal with it, right? I'll ride with anybody that's melanated about the people, and they can be full of BS on some other stuff. But if they about the people and they keeping it about the people, cool. Now they get out of this bounds, I may have to check them. But me, I feel like we have no time to be small minded. We have no time to have that crab in the bucket mentality. We have no time to be fighting and fussing. We are dying. They're locking us up. They are enslaving us as I speak. They are pausing us. They're pausing. Look, Nelly Fuller said when they did a population control,
Mm-hmm.
they were pausing the water. they would make, they would put chemicals and stuff. They would do. He said, "Got so many ways to kill black people."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We have no idea what the enemy is capable of. We talk, and lastly, we talk too much publicly. Like he said, we'll do. OCTheGreat said, "Look, I'm not saying that. I'm standing behind. That's what we supposed to be. We supposed to be on these platform encouraging people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then we doing something, we ready to talk about this, a success, we ready to share cool, but it's not cool. You run out of mouth because enemy listening. As soon as the enemy come down, you know, we not even really ready. You know what I'm saying? So for me, in closing, we have to just be responsible and understand what we got going on. This is precious. This is delicate. This is serious.
Facts.
And you can lose your life in this movement if you don't know what you're doing.
That's
But thank you, brother. Appreciate you letting me come on the show, man. Much love, man.
yeah, it's all
Real
love.
talk.
It's all love. Beautiful. You
Real
know,
talk. Real talk.
I had to bring you on. Due time, long overdue. You know what I'm saying? But
You
yeah,
get invite. You get invite now.
yeah, it's
I'm
all
just
love.
messing with you. Just messing with you. Just messing
But
with you, man.
yeah,
You was always good.
yeah, it's all good. I am gonna open up the platform, but I don't know if you want to stay. I know
I
you got
chill a
things
few.
to
I
do.
chill a few with your brother. I
You know what I'm
chill.
saying? Okay, okay. So I'm gonna open up the platform so people could come in. You know what I mean? I did put the link there, so we could chop it up about this topic. You know what I mean? So, you know, just feel free. I got a brother in. Let me see here. All right. So, just disclaimer. When you come in, just know, this is a platform about love. At least today, this is a platform about love. You know, what I'm saying, and unity. And that's the time we on. That's the time where we need to go moving forward. You know what I'm saying? So, because that's what it's about. But I'm gonna go ahead and bring my brother in. He's been on the platform before. Peace to the God, brother Kurt. What's going on, brother?
How you doing there? How you doing there, brother OC and brother Major? No, this is peaceful. I just want to ask about Jay. He got a case coming. Is it federal or state that is coming up on the 6th?
It's federal.
Federal. When you hear in the case, do the federal and the state case presented, does it almost sound alike? Like, they both,
It is the light.
wow. See, it don't,
Same fact. You gotta realize they was stating it stated in fact. Was there one was deputized, I believe, as a fact because they had some kind of thing going on because of the rally and whatnot out there in Louisville. But both of
wow.
them, the facts are still the same. They say he burned the gun with a flashlight, so still the same.
That's unheard of because if the federal charged him first, the state has supposed to wait until the federal finish their argument. It's unusual for a state and a federal court case going the same time for one individual. That's not really legal because the federal case has to start and finish, and it overrides the state. So that's fishy. Um, did they silence him where he can't even speak on just talk, just tell stories, they silence him where he can't speak on nothing.
So hold
Nah,
on.
they never.
Yeah, brother. I didn't want to talk about like any cases or anything like that. I know, we do want to know certain things, especially about our
No,
brother
I was just gonna ask a
Jim
couple
J.
questions because I never
I
talked to
just wanted to
Major,
stay on the
and I know,
topic,
and I
today.
all right, OC, I know what you're doing and saying, but I just want to ask a couple of questions, but not give me details. I'm just because I don't talk to Major. I just wanted because I'm curious because his voice ain't getting heard. And if his voice is not being heard and we're not really getting information on what's going on in the courtrooms, you got to talk to a brother who's following his case. Because one thing about me, no one's talking about nothing. So I'm just love is to see this brother walk free and get on with his life and not go to prison for some bullshit. So that's why I'm talking to my brother, because his voice is not being heard. So I know Major is following him, and I wanted to
Oh,
just have a little update because it's love. It's love. I don't want nothing to happen to OC. I don't want nothing to happen to Spike, and I definitely want nothing to happen to Grandmaster Jay. I don't want nothing to happen to him.
I mean, if you mind, I can
Me too.
respond. You want me to?
Yeah.
According to Jim J, it's looking great. Right now he got their back against the wall because he's filing various motions to suppress and went through the scurry phase. You know, once you get indicted, you go through arrangement and all that, and then you go to plenary hearing where they see whether or not you're bound for trial. Which they did that, right? They found reason to bring the trial, but he hit it with a bunch of motions and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So when you hear about court dates, it's just motions. I don't know what Pacific motion, but I know it's motions challenging the state case. What motions I don't know, but right now it's still in the suppression motion phase and different motions trying to get whatever evidence they got dismissed. Where often the judge will dismiss the case and won't even see trial.
I'm glad to hear that, brother. On your site, is there a link where you can make donations to the right people?
It's
Or
on. You go to MajorTV.com. Well, I just dropped some about his code date today. Just go to that. Talk about United States versus John F. Johnson, aka Grandmaster J. Check that out, and the GoFundMe link is in the description.
okay, because he is fighting two cases, so I do know he got to deal with all kind of lawyers. So his case is moving forward. So I do support him, Spike, and even OC. I just waiting for the attorneys to start. If there's some attorneys, if not, we got to give him some attorneys because his case is about to start. So I'm with y'all. I mean, I'm on point. And OC, I'm not fussing with nobody. People fussing because I have an opinion, but time will tell. We'll know in the next week or two what's really going on. All right, brothers. I just came on. Nice meeting you, Jay, Major, OC. We had our communicating, but we don't know each other enough to be enemies. We just have different opinions. So I just want to see how Grandmaster Jay's case coming because news media is you guys. If the news paint a narrative that they're all this and all that, we need y'all to paint a positive narrative. They all this and all that, so that when jury comes into play, they can pull your sources and say, well, this is what they say about Grandmaster Jay. This is what they say about Spike. You guys are the news. So y'all have to keep us updated on changes so that we can get information. Without information, we helpless. So you got to be a former Black news no matter what. That's what and OC know that's how I talk. So I expect you guys to give us some positive updates. And if there is some concerns, speak on it and maybe we all can fix it. And that way, we moving forward. Because right now I look for you guys as my news for all three of these people.
Thank you, Kurt. Thank you, Kurt. That's what I do with Major TV. I do that. You just gotta tune in, and I only can share what Jim J allowed me to share. So it's not like we at liberty to just share a bunch of information. He only tell us
Mm,
what he wants to know, and some things he may tell me, he may not want everybody to know right now. So it's not like we're not doing our part; just we limited in sharing it.
mhm, mhm. I'm with you. Hey, I'm in support. All three of them. I'm definitely am. All right, all right. I'm about to turn. Thanks for sharing. Let me on, OC. Thank you.
All good. All good. Peace to the guys, brother. Yeah.
Peace of God to you too.
Yeah. All right. All right. That was our brother Kurt. You know what I'm saying? And I got another brother coming through. And this is, I mean, this already a peaceful brother. I don't gotta put no disclaimer out for him. You know what I'm saying? So we just want to get it in on this unity piece and what's going on with the conscious community and how can we move forward. So we got my brother, Soul Journey of Life. Go to the website, by the way, souljourneyoflife.com. Gotta go check that out. Sign in, log on. You know, but peace to the guys, brother.
Yes,
What's going
can
on?
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. First of all, I want to give a big salute to all you two on the panel here, and I definitely want to express you know a full-hearted appreciation for everything that you both have been doing in the community, and I think that many of us that have are the viewers. You know what I mean? We need to every now and then just take the time out to just give credit where credit's due and to to just show the appreciation for the quality and the type of work you understand that the family is doing. You understand, brother Major's been out there doing some very very much needed work, and you yourself, along with brother Remy, have been adamant about the donation campaign and standing strong and focused. Notwithstanding the storm and the wind that comes every now and then, but
Mm,
I just, I think sometimes we need to just, take the time out and salute and just, show that, to let you guys know that, your efforts, you understand, are not only are they noticed, but they're much appreciated in the community. And I'm sure that there's like, you know, all these viewers and whatnot, would agree. So, I wanted to start off
right.
like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, indeed. Indeed. So, and respect to you, brother. You know what I mean? Like, I view your platform. You always have like some positive discussions going on. You know what I mean? And stuff like that should be definitely appreciated. The information that you push forward to the community. So I feel
You know,
like
you know,
that's a beautiful thing. We need more of that versus and you're able to find a balance as well. You're able to talk about some of the messy stuff and bring light to it. In a way. You know
Well,
what I'm
there's an elder, you understand, not necessarily of my school of thought, but respected all the same, and with very sound values, who said, and this was even cited in a film once, where he's pointing out to Malcolm X. I'm talking about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He's pointing out to Malcolm X, a glass of water. You understand? And he was explaining by symbol, what would happen if you dilute the water. You understand? With some type of contaminant, and express that this is what most people tend to get. You understand? In a community, they don't get a clear glass of clean water. So he told Malcolm, he said, Malcolm, you give them this clean water, basically. You understand? Give them this glass of water. So you know, personally, my objective is to try not to make it centered around me, but just I see the things that everyone else is seeing on these platforms, and to try to just do what I would do in the community anyway. You understand? Just my regular. The only difference is it's on a social media platform as opposed to out here in the community, and to be just a voice of some type of compassion, some type of a neutral voice, so to speak. A voice of perhaps reason, if I could say that humbly,
saying?
because like I always say, what the heck do I know? When I compare it to all that be very little. You understand? Very little. So. yes indeed, salute. I just wanted to, if there's something I could, throw in on this conversation about the conscious, which that by itself is a hefty, you know, title right there. There's a lot of weight on that. And I don't know if, I'm no scholar or nothing like that. Just, someone that tries to, you know, get, tidbits of light every now and then. That's all.
Yeah, yeah. I
Hmm.
mean, we all got a voice. You know what I mean? If we have a mouth, we should be able to speak. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yes, indeed.
in many different ways and push, the envelopes. It's the thing about our affirmations. How the Most High can actually use anybody in order to speak for the people, to
No
speak to
doubt.
the people in many different ways. You know what I'm
No
saying?
doubt.
So, it just gotta let them use you. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
indeed.
As they would
You
say.
know, it's much like it's much like this solar system which we find ourselves orbiting upon, solar system, and in the nature of it, where this body of light just insists on shining, deriving energy and power from within itself. You understand? So much so that it can gravitate, other bodies into its orbit, so that all of them all together can take upon a bigger journey than what perhaps they would be able to take if they were, going about it, alone. You understand what I'm saying? Shedding light for all to see. And sometimes you get so much light and then you realize that light came from someone that's not even around anymore. That's the nature of a star.
Mm.
So
That's
I
pretty
just,
deep, bro.
little bread to break, a little butter on top, something,
Oh yeah, that's peace, God. Thank you for coming through. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
indeed.
Um,
Peace and blessings, brother Major. Keep it going. Keep it going. Don't stop now. Keep it going, OC the Great. Don't stop now. We got work to do. We got a brother, just update. We got a brother on, facing murder charges. $250,000. We need to get this up. We got a job to do. Stay focused. Don't let them bring you down. Don't let them take you off your square. Stay on code. Peace and blessings.
yeah,
Peace
stay
and
on
blessings.
call.
Salute.
Peace to the gods. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of brothers, from the GMJ. Definitely always support GMJ. Support our brother Ozone, support our brother Spite as well, and it's a lot of other support of actual brothers that we don't even and sisters that we don't even hear about. They need our support. You know what I mean? So, and we have the power to support them all. You know what I mean? Not just one. Putting all our energy into one person, we could support them all. You know what I mean? So without the hate. You know what I mean? Because these brothers are going through it in different ways. You know what I'm saying? So, we just got to stand up as a people and do what we got to do for our people. So I do have somebody in brother John. I'm going to ask you to actually, show your screen. I'm not sure if it's a little blurry. Okay, looks like it's a little blurry. I do see you a little bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull you in. Peace of the God. There you go. It's a little dark, but peace of the gods. You on, John? What's going on?
Black power, shalom.
Black Power. Yeah,
It's
shalom,
us,
brother.
man. It's us. It's us black people. For some reason, I don't know what it is. We can't come together. We can't understand one another. We don't even look at each other. It's sad, man. And all our talent and our gifts that we have, we're giving it to the white man. If you turn on the TV now, the best cook it is a white person. That's a trip, man. The best dancer it is a white person. But yet, all that come from us. Now, they don't want the militants to stand up and be militants. They're trying to shut everybody that's trying to stand up for our people to shut them up. And that's sad, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say this: the best everything is us,
Yeah,
and but they make all the residuals off of it, all the tangibles off of it. You know what I mean? They make all of it. At some point, this for example, at some point we had our own baseball league. called the the Negro League. That's what they call it. You know what I'm saying? The Negro League. You know, and it came to a point where it was the most popular sport on earth, the Negro League. You know what I'm saying? Until they came into the picture and say like, okay, heck, how can we get in this? So of course they got into it. And they end up calling the Negro League the minor league and say, hey, come on to the major leagues, and then end up buying the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So we end up giving that all of our talent over to them just for whatever money or whatever. I don't know what was on our mind when it came to just giving up our everything. Even when it comes to our lands. You know what I mean? Even when it comes to our different businesses. Canceling our businesses just so we could go over there, or even going over there and just eating with them. I think it's something wrong that's going on where we just don't want to just stick to ourselves and build with ourselves and just build that up. You know what I mean? We have to give all of our special talents to these other cultures. So that's definitely something interesting. It should be the other way around.
I'm gonna show you another example.
Yeah.
Just like Boss Talk, he causing all this confusion for our brother. I ain't gonna mention no name, but he causing all this confusion about some money thing, and he ain't contribute one dime out of his own pocket to Ozone. Well, I ain't meant to mention his name. And he's causing a lot of confusion and having people have doubts on should they donate or not. That's wrong, man. You
I
know?
I think it's wrong when we're just not in unity, period. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, if it's something and it's somebody that's uh basically locked up for something that we can't even prove that he actually did. How long has it been? It's been like 3 months or something like that. He's been locked up. And the trial haven't really even started yet. You know what I'm saying? So like something like that is just like mind boggling because that could be any one of us. But then outside, where people that's considered as free, it's been very argumentative, over the subject is and different people just really fighting each other. That I got death threats just for being behind someone and standing behind someone. I got death threats from people that look like me. You know what I'm saying? And like that type of stuff is mind boggling. Like you mean it could be so much confusion over something that we actually should be unified for. Um, like it's just mind boggling. I get lost for words even thinking about stuff like that. You know?
And then what people not realizing, this is bigger than him. This will affect every young black man that's out standing in his yard or sitting in his car or just simply mind his own business. This violating not only his rights but our rights. And then you got to ask yourself where all these people was in Tulsa, Oklahoma with us. Where all these people was in where Breonna Taylor from? Louisville.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was in both of them marches. And I'm like, why these so-called militants is not helping this brother? Why they not backing this brother up? It's not only going to take effect on him, it's going to take effect on every black man and woman.
Yeah.
That's why he have to win this case, and we have to stand behind him. We have to support him each and every way, because if, like I said, if we don't and he lose this case, they're going to start attacking us even more and more because we don't have no grounds to stand on. They violate our rights and our laws every day.
So I'm gonna say something that actually happens. And Major, you could chime in whenever you can. You know what I mean? But this it seems like whenever we do something, they get behind closed doors, and not even if we do something, if they have a plan for a certain black person in particular, they get behind closed doors and they come up with these different laws just for us. You know, for example, and I'm not condoning anything that this person did. Let's just say R. Kelly, for example. You know, yeah, you know, the brother did some foul things and things like that. You know, but instead of and I forget the actual crime that they put him in for, but one of the things was racketeering. And then what was the other one? It's like man something.
Trafficking, trafficking charge, a few charges.
Yeah,
Women trafficking and all that.
yeah, trafficking, but it was some man something. I forget it was some law that they brought it back, but the law used to be it used to have something to do with like way back in the day when brothers used to date white women. And hey, I have to remember the name. It's called it's something that began with man. Let me look it up. I'm gonna bring that back. But basically, you know, they go behind closed doors and come up with these different laws, and they push it forward. You know, just you know, they use one black person as an example, then they push it forward for all black people. You know what I mean? So
But the bad thing about it and the sad thing about it, you have your own black race that's in these high places that's helping the white man to destroy us.
right,
And that's a shame, man.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Someone
These,
put it in there. It's called a Man Act.
yeah, the man
So,
act.
yeah, so
But
somebody look up the Man Act and see what it used to be, because it used to be something else before it was the Man Act. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna look that up right now because I forget what is it. Okay, it used to be the White Slave Traffic Act. The White Slave Traffic Act, and they used this White Slave Traffic Act, you know, because back then I think it was they may even have it in this article I'm looking at. It was Chuck Berry, and it was a boxer. They used to be whooping a lot of white people ass, and it was
Not Jack Johnson, huh?
Jack Johnson.
yeah,
Yes.
Jack Jones.
So he was whooping white people ass, and then he was dating white women. You know, of course they was traveling with him, but anytime that he dates a white woman, they call that trafficking. You know, so they in the book that's the only way they could beat him. You know, they put him they end up signing a whole act, the White Slave Traffic Act, just because he was dating white women. You know. So I say that because, you know, the Man Act used to be the White Slave Traffic Act. So they end up bringing what was made for us. They end up bringing that back and pushing it on us again. Of course, changing the name, and then
Yeah,
now,
but this the thing that I understand, right? Every day on the news, you hear about a black man getting shot down by the police.
okay,
This is not nothing new. But black folks act like it ain't about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Steady all us coming together. It is just like at the border when they stopped all our black folks from coming here. Man, we should have been boots on the ground then. Because them is our people. You know what I'm saying? Even though they're from a different country, but they still our people. We should have been on the ground backing them up. I mean, what is the militants really standing for? Just to walk around with guns? You know, and I had met you in Oklahoma, and my homeboy right there, he's from New Orleans, from the Zara Project. Me and you and Talk to Me Black Radio took a picture. Do you remember me now?
Yeah, I remember you. How you doing, John? What's up?
I'm Bluff.
All right, what's up, Bluff? How you doing, brother?
Yeah. But man, I just want us to see us come together as a.
yeah,
We already is the strong race, but we is the weakest race because we don't care for each other.
yeah, yeah.
It's a crying shame, man.
But you gotta understand though, Bluff. We have no history, we have no culture to identify with. We have to go reach back and look after all the lies and stuff like that. And then we grabbing religions on top of that. And we grabbing so much and we so divided, right? And the sad part about it, the enemies they constantly putting together plans to keep us distracted, right? Keep us on bases. And those
No,
who, huh?
no, we doing it to ourselves.
I
We
understand we're doing it to ourselves, but it's based upon information that we have. You gotta
right,
realize
right.
we wasn't always as you back in the day, they were forced to come together. Now they're not forced. Integration got us like with a sheet over our eyes. What I'm trying to say is ain't no such thing as militants, man. We don't have no militants. We think we don't militant. The militant was the 60s, you know what I'm saying? There was militant. These dudes are not militant. They got guns, you know what I'm saying? They know they can take up arms or what have you, but they're not stupid. Jim J. Ben said that he didn't start this to cause no war. He just wanted us to show what we can show a sign of force, and if you mess with us, we'll respond. The problem is we still didn't come together when all this was going on. We was more divided. But I
But
agree with, huh?
that's where Master J made his mistake. That's why they trying to hang him, because when he brought all the people together with the guns, we were supposed to made a stand for with the cause that we were standing for. Just don't go out there and protest and put on a big show like, yeah, we all about that, and when it come down to it, we not. So the white man is looking at us like a bunch of clowns with some guns. That's it. We ain't gonna pop a grape and we ain't gonna bust a grape.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
I'll be on with you. I get what you're saying, but I don't agree in the sense of saying that I don't agree in the last part. I just feel like he was trying to start some. He was letting everybody know if y'all just go do, we just go do something, they're gonna just send a drone and kill us. He was trying to use logic in the sense that let's get organized first. The problem was they zapped him so fast, and he didn't have a backup plan. And we seen how the high ups and everybody was breaking up and moving away, and left him no other choice put the whole everything together by himself. There was some major missteps, but in the day, what he did was monumental because a lot of these militias and gun clubs, a lot of them was really fun. A lot of them was inspired by him, even though they already exist and had their own thing. But he brought life to them. He also caused the record. I mean, a big leap in gun sales and what have you. Black people started speaking out and standing up. Don't get it twisted now. The problem was it wasn't sustained because nobody else came after him, right? And when he spoke in a mild tone, whereas there was times when he had to watch what he said because he was under scrutiny, whatever. And that's something he have to deal with, right? That's a misstep mistake on him, but still, in fact, in these black men, still exist. The problem is they don't want to come together. That's the problem. And
Look, look,
sometimes when you do too much of this, it can rattle people. It can throw people off and so
look.
on.
All the brothers was really about that. Like me, Delta, our other brother, I won't call his name, but Master J got rid of everybody that was really about that, about really popping them things off. You know what I'm saying? Really standing up for our people. And when the white man started seeing, well, hey, he's getting rid of everybody that really about that, let's put him in the trap. Let's shut him up because he's not really about that. He's just putting on a show and bringing these black folks together, trying to make a cause, but they're not standing for the cause. See what I'm saying?
So, and I'm gonna say, when it comes to like different organizations and things like that, like for example, you Delta or whoever else, that they got per se like left the group or got kicked out, like other groups should have been formed. You know what I mean? So, and even on top of that, we still have to deal with unity. Not getting mad like, oh, we didn't get along, but like, okay, you're gonna do that over there. We're gonna do this, and so many so forth. So many different groups that could literally do different things, but still come together
They
as a unit.
scared.
You know what I'm saying?
They scared.
So that's what I would suggest. Not every group is for everybody.
Look,
They just
look.
keep it.
I'm gonna tell you facts. All right. We outnumber the whites regardless, but they try to portray that they outnumber us. But all in reality, we is the biggest and the strongest race. We all around the universe. We're not in just one area. We're in Africa. We're in China. We're in Russia. We all over. But they try to make it seem like we just a small number. But we is the largest number. And we the most powerful and the strongest number. But yet, they still got a blindfold over our
John,
eyes to where we can't see. If we come together, we would be the largest group there is in the world.
but John, you said it's showing the negative. You gotta speak the positive now. We already know it is. That's why we're trying to get the, we get the solutions out there. We know it's a mess. That's something we can talk about all day how mess it is, but what we gonna do? To see when you point fingers, your fingers still pointing back at you. What you gonna do? Because, like you said, when everybody's separated, people could still form their militias. See, those who don't know better, we know better, but those who don't know better, they think that they're the majority. We know better. They're not the majority. The point of the matter, we still have the same problem. We can't sit down and talk. We just can't talk. We gonna find reason to disagree. Right
And
now,
see,
Grandma did shouldn't be a part of this conversation. He did his part. You know what I'm saying? Now, who gonna do their part? You feel me? Whatever mistake he made, whatever, there's been this mistake in the movement. Even we can go all the way back to the first, we can go back all the way back. Always been mistakes, but how these people rebound and who's gonna come up next?
well, see, it's our brothers like y'all two is trying to spread the word out. Y'all trying to keep the fire going for us. But you got a lot of people that's in there causing confusion. That's in there still causing problems to keep us separated.
But
You
when
know
you
what I'm
talk
saying?
about them, you give them power. You know that, right? See,
Huh?
we don't see them. You see them. We talk about them, you give them power. You gotta
Right.
ignore them. You say the best way to kill a person, kill them with silence. Best revenge is kill them with success. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? You giving it power. Just mention them. Like every time people say something about Donald Trump, you gave it power. Just even mention them.
Yeah.
It wasn't never about him. It was about the power structure itself and how it was dominating us and subjugating us. So we don't care about that. I don't worry about nobody doing what magic can do. That's all. Because in there, I can't control nobody but me. It's like somebody told me, it's like I'm not from New Orleans, we are parading and throwing bees and whatever, right? I'm just passing through throwing bees. Well, I'm passing through dropping jewels. It's on people to pick up on them Jews. Hear what I gotta say. If they don't hear it, it's not my part. And that's all me and OC is doing, this passing information. We don't care about all that. It don't make or break the movement. Because the movement has to exist regardless. Because if it won't be us, somebody else gonna step up. The problem is, the real problem is just really getting to the solutions. And not even paying attention to all other nonsense.
But like Master J said, right? If it ain't him, it ain't nobody else gonna step up and take the part. In fact, it's no more in fact. I mean, you still got militias around, but they on I don't know what kind of trip they're on. They're not
Look,
really trying to
you
still
giving
keep
that
us
power.
together.
Now
Huh?
you giving that power. You saying you giving it power. He can say what he wants, say the ultimate person to have say over the most high. You know what I'm saying? So if he feel that way, cool. But in the day, it's about solutions. Like I said, he did his part. If you want to feel that way, cool. We not in the business trying to dispute this, that, and other. Somebody else might rise. We might want to start some. I don't know. But the whole point is not about that. The example's already done. It's already been set. Now we gotta execute. I'm not talking no black militias. That's not even that right there. How if we can get black people just like our community stop the violence by having community policing that's similar to a militia, that'd be great. You feel me? Because we don't even talk about the violence in our community. Kind of really need to focus on this police violence, this white violence on black people. It's not near as bad in our community. But it was an example show. But that was just the police violence. We never really addressed the violence in our community. So
Look,
there's a whole other chapter to that.
look, let me tell you something that I noticed the other night. And this is everywhere you have a large number of black folks. They had some people at what's the name of that place? Hutter House. There was a bunch of blacks, a bunch of us. Across the street was the police park, watching it every movement. If you go to the club, it's a black club. Down the street is gonna be a cop officer waiting on somebody to come through there drunk or speeding. But when the white folks do stuff like that, no cops be around. You go in the white folks' neighborhood, no cops. Go in the black neighborhood, bunch of cops. We need to have, like these other brothers got no cop zones. That's what we need.
Well, that's
We
a
need to
solution.
start, huh?
That's a solution. That's what I'm talking about. That's a solution. That's some we need to bring to the community because
Yeah.
we gotta fix our community. We gotta fix our community. We can't expect them to fix our community. We gotta hold them accountable.
Look, look, I had wrote to the President Obama. I wrote to the President Trump. I wrote to President Bush. Where did we get all these drugs and guns in our neighborhood when we don't have a gun factory? We don't have a distribution factory. Where all these drugs and guns come in our neighborhood from?
We all know, like, every issue and every problem that's going on in our communities. Like, our only problem is, we are not the ones that's willing to fix our own communities. You know what I mean? So we have to actually step to the table and say, we ain't going to take none of this outside stuff. We ain't going to take these drugs. We ain't going to take these guns because we know for a fact that that's a setup, number one. And then number two, we have to also come up with solutions on how to move, because maybe due to the lack of opportunities, that's the reason why we even fall into those traps. You know what I mean? So we got to create opportunities. We got to come to our own conclusions as a community to push things forward. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, but you
our
gotta.
problem is we're not together.
Yeah, but you gotta keep in mind, you always got somebody around to do black people like they did Malcolm X. It was a black person killed Malcolm X. It wasn't a
We're
white
not worrying
person.
about that, John. We're not worrying about that. We
Yeah.
not let our fate be what it is.
We got to
We're not
focus on the
worrying about all that.
solution.
They're gonna have. They happen. Let it happen. It might inspire the whole community to stand up, man. That we passed that. We already know we got ourselves in what can happen. See, because all that fear right now, and when you say stuff like that, they get spread like a disease. And before you know, we be spooking. Nobody want to say that. It's gonna be worse. So.
Or we scaring too many people. We scaring the children. You know what I mean? Because, like, the only thing is, like, it'll be a whole difference if our children actually see us putting in work. But all we doing is complaining. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. You know what I mean? And then our children are going to end up doing the same thing, complain. Are they going to rebel against whatever that we're doing? They're going to rebel against consciousness because, like, damn, they're going to think, like, damn, these people are conscious, but they ain't really doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? So what's the point of even being conscious in the first place if they ain't putting stuff on the table so we could live our life in the right way? So we got to fall into these same traps.
All right, well, let me ask y'all a question. What do y'all think that it's gonna really take to wake us up? I'm talking about really wake us up to bring us together.
I can answer easy. Get off our asses and go in the community, and really educate, invest, and build. Get a team of real people that's willing to take their time to really teach the people to raise the community. We never get off our butt and go in the community. We never think about a decisive plan of action, whether it's dealing with just the first level of just raising the consciousness, second level bringing programs, and thirdly invest in the community and get other people, other black people that have funds, that have connection with banks to invest, to put the stores and what have you, and the hopefully start manufacturing things, what have to create the jobs and whatnot, to be able to know how to use the system in your advantage. We have to be like Jehovah's Witnesses. We have to really go door to door. It's really real. This is a war. See, when I say hashtag terrorism action, that's what I mean. Like, I don't tell what I'm doing behind the scenes. I'm doing some things. When I was traveling the country doing what I was doing, I was showing people how easy this can be done, right? It's just that we have to be on one accord. Will it be easy? No, it won't be easy. But at the same time, at least if you reach one person, you change the whole generation. You feel me? And that's the goal. But too many times we allow white people and religious groups to go in our community and manipulate them by giving them and blah blah blah. Have them so brainwashed when we behind a TV screen or we at a podium somewhere or part of some kind of auditorium. We got a bunch of them coming out there, and the people want to touch you. They want to see you and what have you. You know what I'm saying? It really can happen. I just hired a young kid in my neighborhood, 50 years old, 50 years old, just because he don't want to cut my grass, give him a job, right? My whole point, we have to be able to know how to create businesses. We have to be able to know how to make money. We have to be able to give without always taking. It's too many withdrawals. That's the problem. We gotta just get in the dirt with the people.
Look,
We gotta do it. That's what Malcolm did. That's what
look.
King did.
I came
You know
up
what
in
I'm
the
saying?
'60s, right? I
Yeah.
came up in the '60s. I was living in Desire Project, right? The Black Panthers came back there, right? Then it was a big old chaos. It was a war broke out, right? You know who turned them up? The same lady that was feeding them and clothing them turned them up to the FBI. The same lady that was helping them and hiding them turned them up to the FBI. So we gonna have sellouts in our community, in our race forever.
All right, cool. And guess what? Guess what? I'm cool with that. The problem is we not talking about killing white folks and this. We talking about helping the community. And when they get to that, we won't say nothing. We won't be rah rah and what have you. We just gonna do our part in the community. We not doing nothing reckless. We know how to speak code. We know how to look at each other. We already know different little things to do. But when it comes to our community, we doing what we've been supposed to do, help. Too much make money, but never invest in our community. And we do come out of community, we never go back. I'm going back to Zion Housing Project. I'm in communication with Pastor Tyrone, a few people out there. We gonna do out there. He been doing this thing like for like 10 years in the Zion Project. I'm going back. You know, it's not the project no more. It's gentrified. You know that.
Right,
But
right, yeah.
my thing is, well, we go in love and peace. But at the same time, we understand things can happen. That's why we don't want to be like some organizations. They knock OC off. Nobody, somebody's gonna come right after him. You feel me? We have to change command set up properly. We cannot operate our fear. When you believe in the Most High, you believe in God. You don't supposed to fear nothing but God. That's
Yeah,
all.
but God, it was something that the white man created.
Well, all right, cool. You can sell that too. My point is, you shouldn't fear nobody but yourself. Feel like God yourself. Fear nobody but yourself mean you don't want to stop you. You don't want to give nobody power. You got to get out your head, man. You got to get out your head because you're saying this and you're sending out the wrong message. I hate to say it, brother, because I ain't
Yeah,
receiving nothing about no fear and worrying about getting killed.
yeah, yeah. All right, my brother John. We're gonna have to bring it to a close. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna have to, shout out to you, brother. You definitely brought some things for our people to even think about. You know what I mean? So you definitely brought some things to the conversation. You know what I mean? So,
Peace.
so salute to
Shalom.
you. Peace to
Shalom.
God, brother. And yeah, we definitely don't want to have any type of fear in our heart. There's a thing when it comes to the words that we say out of our mouth and the things that we actually believe. You know what I mean? So, that does something to us and that pushes us in the wrong direction. You know what I mean? So we gotta speak positivity into the air and we gotta, like Major say, we gotta put our words into actions. You know what I mean? Because it's nothing to just talk all day. And if we ain't doing nothing, guess who's looking at you not doing anything? The children. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta put something on the table so they can live a better life. You know what I mean? So it's not just about you, it's about the next generation. And that's what we're here for, to build. We gotta build these generations up. You know what I mean? So, we just gotta do the right things out here. And that's really, really, you know, doing the best we can, putting our talents in the right hands and pushing it forward for our own community in the right way. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I would call a true conscious community when we are all on code and putting our talents in the right direction for our children. You know what I mean? So, I'm gonna leave it with that. But of course, if Major want anything else to say, we all good. Peace to the guys. I know he a busy guy.
Peace, peace. Thank you,
He got
brother. Appreciate it.
employees
Much
now,
love.
what I mean? So he got to get some work in.
You already know I gotta drive in the morning. I get up 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
Go pull that rig, girl. I might get up late. You know how it go.
All right. Peace to the
All
guy.
right, brother. Peace. Much love. Take care, brother.
All right.
Peace.
Thanks for coming through.
All right.
Yeah. That was Major TV. Y'all gonna have to support the brother, So Major TV, let's talk. You know what I mean? I forgot to put his page in the description. I'm gonna do that later. So, definitely check out his platform. You always have positive things going on. You know what I mean? You always spreading a good message, a good word, things like that. And shout out to y'all for coming through. Showing love to something that's positive. You know what I mean? Because I could have easily been somewhere, being entertained off negative things. So there's so much negative stuff that's going on. I just wanted to push this this conversation forward. There's much needed conversation because I tell you, it's a lot of things that's going on in this so-called conscious community that somebody need to do something or say something. And like I said, from the young pharaohs to the brother Polites to the Umars to the list goes on. You know what I mean? And it's just mind-boggling that none of these brothers are actually operating together in order to push something, some actual tangibles for all of us. So we have to start from within selves. You know what I'm saying? We can't just focus on these different personalities. We have to take people's word, but then put it into action. Like, for example, Umar talking about the school. Someone said, hey, that's crazy. I was 9 years old when I first heard about the school. Now I'm 22 and I'm still hearing about the same spill on the school. Instead of just complaining about it, if that's your passion, why don't you create the school that Umar is actually talking about? Once you create that dream that you're looking for, you hear something good, go and get with a community of people and create that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love what Umar said. Let's go make that. If he's not going to make it soon, maybe he's going to make it 20 years down the line. But we need it right now for our community. Let's go create that versus complaining about somebody. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to put that out there, and in a right way. And I'm going to say peace to the guys. Hopefully we all can put our talents and really build something with it. You know what I'm saying? We got so many different talents and so many different complaints on top of that, so instead of complaining, do something about it. You know what I mean? And I'm going to leave you with that, peace to the guys, until next time, and it's all love. It's all peace and love. Let's keep a positive mind and move forward, one love.
Yeah. They insured the ships, they paid for the whips, they funded the expeditions, they paid for the trips, and they talk about genocide, they funded our Holocaust, they screaming out Mazel Tov from throwing the Molotov. Hit you in your noggin, now your yarmulke falling off. It's Yahweh or the highway, you'll be dead when the shotty spark. When the shots hit your chest, it'll burn like Bacardi Dark. Return to the Falasha, kill the white Jew imposter. Because you lack the matzah to deal with my people proper. Now you gon' have to deal with this bleeping shotgun, the slumlord. The moment you see me, you know you done for. You even see my face on your TV, you better run for it. The evil Hebrew, unequal, you claim to be the chosen people. The wrath of God come to see you. No respect for Israel, you criminal, set the colony. You hate me cause I'm speaking the truth. You try to silence me.
I believe in my God and in my gun. And you say, well, you don't really believe in God. If you believe in the gun, I believe in God and my gun. And I pray that he will bless you.